Hello everyone and welcome back to the 18th episode of the Diary of an Endodontist. And today I'll be discussing with you why I chose a fiber post for this case. So stay with me. This case was referred to me, and as you can see, it has 3 teeth with problem in the upper right quadrant. So the patient was having pain and there was a buccal fistula between the upper right 4 and upper right 5. As you can see here, there is a deep metal post, untreated canals, and mesial caries on the upper right 5. On the upper right 4, periapical radiolucency, possibly on the 5 as well. And on the upper right 3, deep caries, quite large caries, compromising the pulp chamber. We then took a CBCT where it confirms untreated canal here on the upper right 5, periapical radiolucency on the 4, as you can see here, which is probably where there is a buccal fistula. And I can't see on that image, I can't see the 3. The patient wanted me to treat the 4 only. And when I did a clinical examination, there was quite a deep probing area on the distal of the upper right 5. And I could see radiolucency in both sides. And I said to the patient, this tooth will need extraction. There was also an image of an external root resorption that I will show you next. So that was the root resorption. So anyway, that tooth was sent for extraction. This tooth was sent for, we did the root canal treatment, as you can see. Remember that there was a short root here palatally, and that's where we can see over there. And also the lateral canal, the joint here in the canals as well. So all good. I've also discussed with the patient at that time that he needed, the upper right 3 needed a root canal treatment. The patient wanted to wait. So 3 months later, patient came back and now with the part of the tooth missing. And I think because there was a tooth over there, hollow, but a buccal aspect of the tooth was there, the patient was not too bothered. But when that buccal part fractured, then it was compromising the aesthetic and it was time for the patient to come back. In this case, we know that there is not enough ferrule in that tooth and it will need a post. However, in the x-ray, I could see a little bit of the bone was quite deep. So we could do a crown lengthening, we could expose a little bit of the margin, but it was a long canine, quite destroyed canine. And as you know, canine is quite important for disocclusion and lateral excursion. So we decided to put some sort of post. Between the fiber post and the metal post, I decided to put the fiber post. I think the modulus of elasticity is similar to the tooth, and I think it will work better when you have toothy structure. So we chose to do the root canal treatment and restore that tooth because it had a long root. As you remember, we adapted the clamp in it, the anterior clamp, did a small gingivoplasty to expose the margin completely. It was quite calcified after removing the decay. I could see that it was quite calcified, but of course it needed a root canal treatment. So we then did the root canal treatment, as you can see here. And remember, I discussed that the bone level was okay. And I chose the post, the fiber post, did a very conservative approach, not enlarging too much cervically to give enough toothy structure. Selected the fiber post which matched the canal instead of preparing the canal to match a fiber post, and did the core build up. Everything needs to be done under the rubber dam. The only time you take the rubber dam off is now when you need to adjust the core and do your temporary crown. You could do as well under the rubber dam, but for sometimes it's easier for aesthetic reasons to make sure you are under control. It's all sealed, there is no problem. Sometimes I do under the rubber dam, even the part of the temporary crown, I quite like it. But sometimes if it's like getting on the way, the clamp is not too good in a good position because the tooth was too destroyed, then we can remove it. It won't contaminate the tooth. You just re-prepare the core, make a nice temporary crown, and then you send the patient back with the temporary crown in place. That X-ray was done as soon as I removed without the temporary crown yet. But as you can see here, the lateral canals are filled in both teeth, so the tooth is stable, and that tooth needs extraction. Patient knows that needs extraction, but remember that this X-ray is 3 months after the root canal treatment, and now you can confirm the healing on the upper right fore, and which made the fistula to disappear. But again, I told the patient again that that 5 can't be treated at all, and it was sent for extraction. Thank you very much for staying with us, for being so supportive, and I hope you are enjoying every case. And if there is anything you want me to discuss, please let me know, and I'll see you next time. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and to share that with your colleagues so we can build up a good community, a good endodontic community that we can have better discussions. Thank you very much.